And it looks like, there you go. We're live. We're live here on YouTube. So a quick disclaimer. Normally, I'm with Gabe Sosa right now, by the way.
What's up, guys?
Normally, we do a broadcast at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. As you can see, we're not at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium.
Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, but it's very necessary. We're at Studio 2 here at the College of Journalism and Communications at Weimer Hall. We're super excited to bring you guys the broadcast for the Florida Gators Arkansas game today. The issue, this is the plural, using plural, that we could run into is that normally we're doing a live radio broadcast, but today we only have the recording equipment with us. We couldn't have the necessary equipment needed to help broadcast the game. So I said, you know what, we got to be live somehow. If no one listens to this, whatever. But just the fact that we can be live and really put like that element to the test, because that's how it is in the real world. So at the very least, we don't expect anyone to get game coverage from this, but maybe certain people watching will, who knows, get to learn a little bit more about how a broadcast works, especially one from students. Maybe, family, friends can tune in, see a little fun, see me. I need a haircut, so this is maybe not the best time to be doing this. What you'll be seeing, you're going to be seeing this light, because as you can see, the lighting is not the best here in the studio. We couldn't get the main lights on. I got all my papers and my sheets out here, so we're not going to start the game off until the game comes up on our live feed here. We have a big TV in front of us. It's the ESPN Simulcast that will hopefully be the Gators Arkansas game, and it will hopefully be on time, because right now there's still 3 minutes left in the Colorado Stanford game. So we don't know when things are going to get started here. It's kind of all on the fly, really. So a lot of things could go wrong. Someone could walk in. Don't know. You might see some facial expressions from me. You really don't need to watch it. In fact, I'll do you guys all a favor. I'll tilt a little bit to Gabe. That's probably not the best. But I'm more so doing this so I could get white screen. You see? Yeah, I'm doing this as a light for my paper. So in the next a couple minutes or so, you're just going to see me prepping. It's going to look like I'm not doing anything. That's fine. I'm going to push this on social media. And we're just going to get the ball rolling. Eventually, we'll do an intro. We might do a quick practice run. You guys might get a behind-the-scenes look. And by you guys, I mean maybe like the 2 or 3 people who happen to stagger in here throughout the day. But it's whatever. We are recording this. I don't know about you, Gabe, but I do plan on editing this and putting it into my reel. Hopefully, if everything goes smoothly, because in the year of COVID, what can go smoothly at this point? So don't mind me while I look over final notes, make some final game preps, and I push this out on social media. But stay tuned if you want a unique game day experience. Here I am. Here's Gabe. We're ready to bring this to you guys and get some good reps in. That's really why we're doing this. Get some good reps, some practice in. We are student broadcasters, so repetition is important.
And of course, have some fun at the same time.
And we're going to have some fun. That's kind of like this. I like being on TV. So this might just be more of a moment to flash, some talent, I guess, if I have any. We'll find out. Who knows? This could go terribly wrong. But I'm just going to look over some game here, take some water. You get a lot of water sips today, too. If I can even connect to the internet on Twitter, that would be nice. See what I look like on my YouTube on the YouTube app. If again I can even get service down here. I haven't been able to connect to Wi-Fi since I've been down here. I've got 1 bar of service. It's not looking too hot. Radio live feed. This is. I'm looking at myself on my phone right now. Look at that. Look at that inception. Look at that. That's what I did. It's insane. That's what I did. It's insane. Yeah, maybe I'll do this more often. Who knows? Doing something very new today. Let me know if you get any updates on if the game starts, because I don't expect it to kick off at
It usually kicks off 15 minutes later.
All right, good.
The thing is, I would say
we should get the intro in.
Yeah.
We should probably get it done in a couple minutes. Let me push this real quick.
Yeah. This game's actually closer than I expected. I'm not gonna have like a long
Yeah, those are my notes. Good luck reading them there. My handwriting hasn't changed since kindergarten.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm so excited to be able to broadcast the hashtag Florida, hashtag Arkansas game, but due to COVID-19 yeah, I can take out the word circumstances. That's
At me. So people can
I'm gonna at you in the reply because I'm out of characters, but I got you.
I need more followers. I haven't used Twitter in a while. I don't use it a lot. Ooh, Arkansas ready to Stanford are on.
Give some play-by-play. Oh, that game. We'll get a little updates going on. USC is taking the lead over Arizona. Oh my god, that's insane.
Ooh, that was nice.
Come on, stop. God dang, this phone stinks. Just think my thumbs are too big for the keyboard sometimes. That's what's going on here. Come on. There we go.
38 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. This kicks off in 4 minutes.
Perfect. We'll get it done at them. We'll be good. We'll be good timing.
You think the game would be over? This game?
Probably not, honestly.
2.5 minutes.
Got a message on LinkedIn. How about that? Use LinkedIn. LinkedIn's awesome. LinkedIn is a great place.
Yeah, I have LinkedIn as well.
Yeah. Do you want to share the world with how you can follow you on social media?
Twitter at Sosa Sports Talk, Instagram gsosa10_, LinkedIn Gabriel Sosa. You might have to scroll down a little while for the LinkedIn, but I definitely need to get used to being on LinkedIn a lot more.
Yeah.
They're out of timeouts, so.
When I'm done with this, we can go right into it. And yeah, we got no commercials. So just to kind of update again for anyone who may be tuning in, is anyone tuned in? I doubt anyone will be tuned in. Yeah, that's probably me on my phone right now, which is what I'm gonna get out of there. Feel free to comment if you're here. Actually, I'm gonna put on my snap. Gosh darn it, we got all right. This is gonna be a tight. This is gonna be a tight window, very tight window.
I think at this first down, the game's over, so that's good to see.
Okay. Right after this, we're going to go get the intro ready.
Yep.
So get ready. I'll probably just get right into it, honestly. Have to get Instagram up soon.
Jeez.
What happened?
They're going to have to punt or something. But
you're saying timing-wise, it's probably going to be a little weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
We probably won't be able to see kickoff, to be honest.
Wow, we might miss kickoff. That's you got the stat broadcast thing? You got the stat?
Oh, yeah.
You can go through Arkansas's website. That has it, and you can see the plays.
Oh,
and I can pull it up, too, if you want to text me that. 3 people on right now. Oh, my gosh. This is, hi, Mom. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Oh, we got Wi-Fi on my phone now. That's huge. If you're logged in on YouTube, you could comment right down below. Feel free to shoot me a text. I probably won't see it till after the game. I'm just trying to promote this as we got 18 seconds left. All right, thanks Mel Tucker for taking a timeout right now. We definitely didn't need that. Hey, although one people watching this, it's probably just me right now. Honestly, isn't my mom? I don't know. That's so great. You know, if the only person watching was my mom, I would say it's a successful broadcast right there. That's all I would care about.
Nothing happened.
I feel like my eyes are adjusted a bit more to this. This is going to be so weird. This is like what real broadcasters are doing. Vern Lundqvist. Lundqvist. No, not Vern Lundqvist. What am I saying? Mick Hubert is doing this in the normal conference room where we broadcast right now. He's the reason why we're in the studio.
Yeah.
He kicked us out of our place. Thanks, Mick Hubert, for taking our seats. Nah, but he can have them. He deserves them way more than we do. That's for sure.
We still have a long way ahead.
Once I post this on Instagram, then not a fan of Instagram. Instagram's weird. Nope. And don't forget to record. I would say if you want to, you can start recording after. I'll tell in like countdown to 60.
What the heck is? Oh.
What?
No, I was looking. I was confused.
This is going to be so weird. Hi, Mom. Smiling for the camera. Hi, Bailey. Bailey's my dog. It's her birthday tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, can't wait for that. All right, let's give it a 60-second countdown, shall we?
Tell me when.
Whoops. You can start recording if you want now.
And
go Gators, Wound King. 30-second countdown.
It's gonna be like their one play. So
yeah, Stanford, Colorado. Nice lateral. Get some go. This is not the Gators game, but I really want to say this lateral goes. So we're not even going to start the real call until Stanford ends. Oh, that's 2 points for the fantasy team right there. All right, 10 seconds. Let's see how this works.
Tell me when.
And the wild, wacky, and weird season continues here today as we made it. The red-hot Florida Gators take on a familiar face in Felipe Franks and the Arkansas Razorbacks. And you are listening to the Gators Student Broadcast Network. Due to COVID-19, we are unable to be in the stadium as the game has already started. We missed the opening kickoff, so the Florida Gators are already lined up. It's Kyle Trask in the shotgun. We're watching a live feed as we speak as Trask hits Kadarius Toney for the first down. Looks like he was tackled as the ball sprung out loose. The Razorback defense goes to swarm it, but they're going to say he was in fact down. As we catch up to speed, I'm Zach Cohen alongside Gabe Sosa. For those of you watching on my YouTube channel, yes, we are in a studio. We are not in BHD. We're doing the live radio broadcast. Normally it would be recorded for the Gators Student Broadcast Network, but instead we're watching off a big screen as Trask, donning the all orange for the Gators, gives an inside handoff to Pierce. He fakes left. Pierce makes a spin move right, gets brought down for a gain of about 3 along the right hash marks, just a yard outside the nostril of the Gator. And you're talking about making adjustments today. Look at what we're doing. I can't even imagine what the Razorbacks are going through, Gabe.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Florida as well. I mean, with Kyle Pitts out, their main man, their tight end, got so many touchdowns, always on double coverage. And I think it should be a lot easier for the Razorbacks to defend and cover their mans this game.
And Stanton Pittman, their new head coach, is out with COVID as Trask takes the snap and gets sacked immediately by the Arkansas defense, swarmed by the all-white wearing Razorbacks. They're visiting, from SEC West. The last time these two teams faced was in 2016 when the Razorbacks came out victorious and they won 31-10. It looks like the Gators could flip that script today. They're coming in red hot, like I said earlier. They're 4-1 coming off that huge win against Georgia as Trask, the lone man in the backfield. He's got Copeland and Pierce to the right. And on the left of him, he's got Tony and two other receivers who are cut off by the ESPN feed. That's just how life goes in COVID. As Trask looks to his right, finds a man. What a catch. He fitted into a tight window as it was Trayvon Grimes for the first down and then some.
A little bit short there, but he was just able to get that dive in and make a great catch, Trayvon Grimes.
Mm-hmm. Wow, it almost looked like it went through the defender's arms, and it was Hudson Clark, the stud defensive back for the Razorbacks. You know, that was almost his fourth interception, which could have been leading the team. Instead, he sticks with his 3 as the Gators continue to move the chains. There's Trask once again. Pierce lined up right next to him. Trask hands it off inside to Pierce, who takes his time and stumbles for an extra 5 yards before he is stood up by the Razorbacks defense. Doesn't hit the turf, but the refs rule forward progress to give him a 5-yard gain. And already you're seeing Trask, utilize the offensive line, and Pierce handing it inside already pretty early.
It's a very solid start so far for the Gators, getting just a good amount of yards in every single play.
Definitely Pierce, the team's leading rusher, and this isn't the type of team that will use one back the entire game. They got Damian Pierce, Malik Davis, even Naquan Wright, who we've seen all season long. And as for Trask, he's under center for the first time tonight. He's got Grimes lined up on his left as he hands off in the backfield to Pierce. Pierce splits a couple defenders and scoots forward for the first down, and then 2, approaching 12 minutes into the first quarter. And this is going to be an interesting type of game. Like we said beforehand, we're in the studio right now. Normally, we'd be joining the 20,000 and then some fans up at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, but that's just not the case today. We're making this work as we can. We had to be live, so for those of you watching my YouTube channel, prepared for some awkward feeds. Hopefully you can just listen as Trask motions Grimes across from him. He's got Pierce lined up to the right in the shotgun. Trask hands it off inside again to Pierce, who tries to bounce out left, instead cuts inside to the 30 marker and gets brought down around the 28-yard line for a pickup of about 4.
It's very interesting so far how the Gators have been going more for run plays. They had 2 passing plays so far, but the rest has been running. And it's very interesting due to Arkansas's run defense. They're usually a very solid run defense.
Yeah, this is a team that has really they've allowed 376.7 yards per game. It's just the 9th best in the SEC, but it's a team that can make those stops, and especially because they got only 3 defenders on the line of scrimmage right now, allows them to drop 8 back, whereas Trask's under center. Arkansas blitzes 7 instead, but Pierce splits that blitz and finishes through the first down and it picks up an extra couple yards along the left hash. They're really working Pierce early in this game.
Yeah, Damian Pierce, he's been doing well all season, just being able to get those extra yards almost after every tackle, and it's going to continue doing well for the Gators here.
And there are definitely a lot of big storylines in this game, but one of the bigger ones, Kyle Pitts, the star tight end for the Gators. He leads them in touchdowns. He has the 3rd most touchdowns in the SEC by any receiver/tight end. He's not here today. We'll get a lot more Kamori Gamble as Trask motions Pierce along behind him, just a couple 2 steps. Trask fakes inside, slings it out right. Tony dances across the F past the 20, splits a couple defenders, and he picks up about 2. It actually should have lost about 3, but that elusiveness really on display there to give him those extra 3 yards.
Kadarius Toney has one of the best footworks in college football. It looks like he'll lose 3 to 4 yards, and then you just see him gain about 6 or 7. It's unbelievable from him.
Definitely, he's what they would call a Swiss Army knife. He can run it, he can catch it, he can make all those type of moves. He had a huge touchdown against Georgia last week. Put a couple defenders in the spin cycle, and there he is once again as the Gators have already marched 58 yards on the first drive of the game, just under 10 minutes now. 2nd and 7. It's deep in Gators territory. All at the 17 to be exact. Trask under center once again. Grimes and Copeland out to the left. Trask fakes the look to the right, hands it off to Pierce, who goes right through the middle where the left guard and the center would be and gets wrestled down 2 yards short of the first down for a pickup of about 5 as they face their first 3rd down of the game.
So far, this offensive line has been doing really well to give Damian Pierce that space to get some extra yards in.
And one of the big things has been Stone Forsythe. He's really come along this season, and Trask praised him after last week's game as he's split. He's left the left tackle right now. Next to him, Kamari Gamble with his hand in the dirt. Trask once again in shotgun, 3 receivers out right as he passes to Kadarius Toney, who was one of those receivers. He makes a couple moves, as always, fighting for the first down, but doesn't get there as along the near sideline, as that will bring up a 4th down and a decision for Dan Mullen.
I do see him going for this, Zach. You know, they're a very offensive team. They like to take risks, and at the 10-yard line, I don't think this is a big risk for them.
And, they've got a good kicker who could do it, Evan McPherson. He's 21 for 21 in extra points, but instead they keep the offense out there. No surprise, 1 yard to go for the line. Trask sneaks it up forward, and there he goes. He passes the yellow imaginary line for a gain of about 4 and the Gators first down.
And first and goal for this Florida Gators. Very good chance to start off the game right.
Definitely, and the Gators wearing their orange tops and their white pants. Arkansas decked out in all white and already giving up tons of yards, 67 yards in this first drive in just 12 plays as they approach the 8-minute mark in the first quarter. Already fast and furious as the Gators offense is Trask in the shotgun once again, motions Tony to the next time, and that's who he hands it off to. Tony tries to bounce outside, gets met by a couple Arkansas defenders, and gets brought down right on the 10-yard marker. Near the near sideline.
Great read by this Arkansas defense. They see Kadarius Toney in motion from left to right and just saw him and knew they were going to go after him right away.
And they kind of have to. This is a player who, like I said, can do a little bit of everything. He's got 81 receiving yards on the season, or rushing yards, pardon, but he's got 339 receiving yards as Tony jogs off the field to make Trask the lone man in the backfield. He fakes the sneak, instead dumps it off to Grimes, who powers forward and into the end zone. The refs throw him up. That's the first touchdown of the game for Trayvon Grimes and the Gators offense.
This Gators offense did so well. Great blocking by their other wide receivers just to give Trayvon Grimes that spacing and get him to the touchdown.
And Grimes had a touchdown last week. It was a nice sideline fade against Georgia. And this time, it was a nice little throw to the far sideline where he splits a couple defenders and plows through. That was a 14-play, 75-yard drive to get the Gators on the board first here in Gainesville.
And Evan McPherson coming up now to get that extra point.
And like we said, he's 21 for 21 in extra points. He only missed one field goal, the first one coming last week against Georgia. Luckily, it didn't make too much of a difference because the Gators romped the Bulldogs in Jacksonville to not only move up to number 6 in the AP poll, but to really get a grip on the SEC East. They could be facing Bama if things continue this way.
That'll be a very interesting game to watch, Zach. It's going to be unbelievable. If the Gators can win out, they will play Alabama, and it's been a long time since then.
Definitely. And as McPherson sends it through the uprights, we will send this to our first unofficial commercial break. Just a reminder, normally we have an iPad. We can play commercials. Instead, if you're watching, you're just going to watch me for like a minute. If you're listening, just some silence. If you are listening, watching, doing whatever, feel free to contact one of us, whether it's on a comment on YouTube, on Twitter, our phone numbers. Hit us up. Maybe we'll give you one of our commercials. But for now, this commercial break will be sponsored by Silence. Yeah, not bad. So not bad.
Good drive.
There's a few things I said. I could have. I feel like I'm pushing near sideline a little too much. I could change my vocab a little bit there, But I've been told by many people, including like Daniel Gilman, who's alumni here, just have to have a short-term memory. So I'm going to keep that in mind.
Yeah, you'll be good.
How many people are watching? Just 2. About what I expected. Nothing crazy. It's going to be really, really funny to look back on.
Hey, man, better than nothing.
Indeed.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see how well this defense does tonight. They did it well against Georgia.
Hey, Grandpa Mal. Yeah. The first thing I'll say when I bring back is Felipe Franks. It's going to be huge.
Yeah. I'm excited to actually see him play. I haven't seen him play all year.
Yeah, reminder that we are on a commercial break right now. When it comes back, you'll see the headset come on. We'll toss it up a little bit more. And, hopefully the people watching, all like 1 or 2 of you, probably my mom and my grandpa, which is, again, perfectly fine. Third, we got a third person watching. That's awesome. I'm going to lose my voice.
Someone commented.
Woon Ping, go Gator. Thanks, Woon. We got this.
Maybe. Do you know who Woon is?
I don't know. Do you know Woon?
No.
I don't know Woon.
Hey, man, maybe he was trying to find the game, and he thought this was me the game.
Yeah, we get some people like thinking, it's the full stream of the Gators game we can watch right now. That's just not the case.
We appreciate you being here, Woon.
Thank you, Woon, if you're still watching.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, wow. It's yeah, like and subscribe. I got 33 subscribers. We're trying to up it. And if you like football content, follow the Draft Network. I had to plug it.
Is that your other account?
It's a football media company I work for. It's
Mm.
like football draft stuff. It's pretty awesome. It's like everything you could possibly want.
Nice.
Hang on, I'll tell you when. Give me a sec.
Yeah, let me know what's up. Unmute.
I'll have to get that on Facebook. Next commercial break. I was about to say back live at the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, but we are definitely not. Back live in Studio 2 at the College of Journalism and Communications. And we join the ESPN commentators right now, Bob Wischusen and Dan Orlovsky, who are calling this game from a virtual studio. We are also remote right now broadcasting the Florida-Arkansas game where the Gators are up 7-0 with just under 8 minutes left in the opening quarter. We saw Kyle Trask march down the field and put the Gators on the board. Now a familiar face comes in for Arkansas, Felipe Franks. Everyone knows the story by now. He was with the Gators since 2017, and after 2 average seasons, Franks was looking pretty good in 2019 before a devastating ankle injury against Kentucky sidelined him for the season. And there he is, Franks motioning to his receiver, top left. He slings it back out left to number 10, Devion Warren, who makes one defender miss. He gets brought down, good enough for the first down on the far sideline.
Very well done right there from Felipe, giving an easy screen pass and getting the first down.
Franks running a hurry-up offense, sends Warren in motion, instead hands underneath to Rakeem Boyd. The 5'9" runner gets brought down around the 40-yard marker on the far sideline as we approach 7 minutes left in the opening quarter.
One thing that the Gators have struggled with all season, tackling. The first play of the game defensively, Marco Wilson makes an open tackle.
Franks in the shotgun, hands underneath the board once again, who bounces off a defender, off of Kyrie Campbell, but he still finds a way to push towards the first down as the Razorbacks, they're keeping that tempo up. This is a pass-heavy offense, but they've kept running the ball so far, and they're really pushing the tempo to force this Gator defense to stay on their toes as Franks once again in the shotgun. We're going to see a lot of that tonight. He's not the only person back there, though. He's got Boyd on the right side of him. 3 receivers to the right, numbers unclear, but Hudson Henry's the man in motion. Motion's inside. Franks rolls out right, hits Henry underneath. A nice 2-yard scamper for the first down and more. It's about a 7-yard gain to push the Razorbacks across midfield.
Very well done right there by Kern, just getting that little stiff arm a little bit and getting that first down.
Franks once again back in the shotgun. He's got Kern on the right of him. He's got Boyd on the left of him, and he motions Treylon Burke, and he sends it down deep. And his receiver is caught, and it's a touchdown by Arkansas. If he stayed in bounds, Mike Woods was the streaker down the sideline, and it is. The refs say he was good, and that's a touchdown for the Razorbacks. I would say it feels like the olden days when Felipe Franks was throwing darts at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, but for this time, it's the other team.
That was an unbelievable throw from Felipe Franks. Kept his composure going and just made a beautiful pass past Kaiir Elam and a beautiful catch for Woods right there.
And Kaiir Elam's played really well this season. He just let up a touchdown on the 4th play, I believe, of the game. And just like that, pending the extra point, it's tied. Both teams going 75 yards in their opening drive. The only difference is it took the Gators 9 more plays to score.
Felipe just looking great so far. Just that first 2 throws and just beautiful.
Yeah, and that's why they love them. As Vito Calvaruso sends the extra point up, and just like that, we're all tied up here in Gainesville. You're listening and watching to the Gators Student Broadcast Network. We'll be right back with a commercial break. So now we just send off live.
Wow.
Headset comes down. I can't believe Arkansas scored already. Oh, my gosh.
Our defense is looking like we did the first 2 games.
Yeah, this is going to be a high-scoring game. Yeah. I can mention that, too, when they come back, that the Gators average 42 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas's defense allows 29 points per game. Gators' defense have allowed 26.2 points per game.
I don't know. I feel like Mullen would know Felipe the most, and he just.
I would feel it'd be the other way around. Franks know that defense.
Yeah. I feel like our defense has changed a good amount, though.
I can't believe they really tried that.
Like, I don't know what Kaiir did. That was odd.
Jeez. Was that Kaiir? Yeah, 6.
Yeah, Kaiir.
5.
was a gorgeous throw.
Yeah, it really was. If you want to break it down when we come back, you can. Let me get my. Oh my!
So because Trask is a redshirt senior, so can he technically come back next year?
He can because of COVID.
Yeah,
it's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he will because he's been killing it, but who knows?
Yeah, no, he's gonna be a draft pick for sure, and we could talk about that too. Oh, would you look at that? I'm watching right now. I'm watching my feed right now.
On
whoops, whoa.
You don't want
YouTube. 2 people watching. Okay, when we come back, we could talk a little more about that play down in Mike Woods. Hopefully, it comes back in time. I mean, the game's not giving us any favors.
Yeah.
How long was that? Do you have the stats? Pull up. Oh yeah, pull up the stats.
Stat broadcast.
Yeah. It should be under Arkansas. If you go, that's it.
This is a Gator one.
All right, perfect. Yeah, feel free to shoot some stats in there whenever you can.
Yeah. Time of possession 1 minute and 33 seconds for Arkansas.
Let's go live.
All right. Tell me when.
And just like that, it's 7-7 on the scoreboard, thanks to a drive that took almost 1.5 minutes long as the Razorbacks put up some points on the board. Felipe Franks, a nice dart down the right sideline to Mike Woods. I'm Zach Cohen alongside Gabe Sosa. You're watching to some sort of simulcast for the Gators Arkansas game here in Gainesville. We're at Studio 2 calling this game. And how about that? Felipe Franks testing his former teammate Kair Elam early.
Great start just by Arkansas in general. I mean, Felipe is 3 for 3 on completion, 67 yards and 1 touchdown in 1 minute and 33 seconds, which is about 5 times less than the Florida Gators have so far.
And they're doing all this without their head coach. Sam Pittman found out he tested positive for COVID-19 on Sunday. So defensive coordinator Barry Odom is serving as the interim head coach. And if he sounds familiar, well, he should. Odom was a coach in Missouri from 2016 to 2019. And as the Tigers coach, Odom was 2-2 in his 4-year tenure against the Gators. So we have some experience, playing at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, playing against this Gators team. But this is, of course, his only second matchup against Dan Mullen, while Mullen was at UF. And so already we're seeing Florida play a little more methodically, and then Arkansas taking those deep shots, and they're not afraid to. We saw time and time again here that Franks has that arm. He can make those throws. And just like that, we're back on the live feed as Trask in the shotgun, Copeland to the left, fakes inside to Pierce, who's also in the backfield, slings out to Trent Whitmore, the Gainesville data for the first down, and a fan favorite.
He has been a fan favorite, the redshirt freshman. He's been doing so well so far, getting a few touchdowns throughout the games, and a really great start for him in his college career.
Yeah, he was a scholarship straight out of Buchholz High here, and his dad is actually the head coach over there. So he has some experience playing football in Alachua County as he is off the field. His first and only play of the game goes to first down as Trask. It's got Pierce alongside him once again. Kamori Gamble underneath, and Trask motions one way, hands it off to Pierce inside for about 7 yards. A good pickup for the Gators.
And that's Malik Davis, actually, and he gets a few yards there, and very well done from him.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little tough, having the TV angle like that. And, when it comes to players like Damian Pierce and Malik Davis, they're both used so interchangeably. Malik Davis is 5'10", Damian Pierce also 5'10". In fact, the only difference really here is about 10 pounds as Trask, a low man in the backfield, once again sends a man deep, and he's got him. A great pass along the side to Keon Zipperer, who's filling in for the injured Kyle Pitts.
You haven't seen Keon Zipperer that much this season. Just beautiful throw from Kyle Trask for about 30 yards right there.
Of course, that gives the Gators a first down, and once again, they are marching just under 5 minutes left until the second quarter, and Trask perfect on all 7 throws tonight. He's got 83 yards, and of course, that touchdown earlier in the game to Trayvon Grimes. Zipper off the field. Trask getting the shotgun once again. Looks like Malik Davis to the right. Davis sends back in the block. Trask looks to the right side, and he's got a man on a double move, and he overshoots Xavier Henderson. We haven't seen much of him this season.
Haven't seen him so much, but his brother, CJ Henderson, 8th pick in the NFL draft this past season. First off, great route. Just runs straight, stops for a second, and goes right back in. It was just a little bit too strong from Kyle Trask.
And he burned the junior defensive back, Joe Faucha. It looked like a stop and go along the right sideline. Trask was locking him down all the way. Henderson just couldn't get underneath it. As Henderson still in that far sideline role in the receiver, as Trask hands off to Davis, and immediately gets swarmed for a loss in the backfield. About 5 yards, the Gators will push back as they get their third down of the game.
That's Jonathan Marshall. Beautiful right there. Just goes straight after Malik Davis.
And that's the captain's 5th tackle for loss this season. Arkansas, not really known too much for the defensive prowess. They've allowed 29 points per game on the season, as the Gators already put up 7 on them under 4 minutes left. 3rd and 13, Trask once again in the backfield with Davis along the left side. Trask has some time in the pocket, looks to right. He's got a man off the hands and bobbling into the hands of Kadarius Toney. Oh, my goodness.
That was a very odd play right there, trying to get I'm sorry, I couldn't see who was it
was there. Justin Shorter, and if only Shorter was a little bit taller, he might have been able to snag that. Instead, it bounces off his fingertips and into the air to Kadarius Toney, who happened to be at the right place at the right time. He was just a yard short of the first down, but Dan Mullen and this offense, they're going for it. 4th and 1, approaching 3 minutes left on the 16-yard line. Trask, got Toney and Shorter to his left. He's got Davis directly on his right. Trask rolls right in the pocket. He has Malik Davis, but overshoots his fingers. And Trask looks like he just had too much pressure in the pockets. That's a turnover on down for the Gators.
Very well done for Arkansas right there, just to get that, just to make them lose that possession, make a stop right there.
And Mullen not happy with something. He's arguing with the refs right now. And, of course, that is the only thing we can see because we are calling this off the ESPN feed as it cuts to commercial. So, therefore, we'll also cut to commercial. If you're listening or watching, don't go anywhere.
What happened?
On what? The pass?
Yeah.
Jeez. Hello, all 4 people. How are you?
I feel like he had some, extra time.
I think there was just pressure along the right side, honestly.
No.
Wow. How about that? At least we can see Tebow in this commercial with Kyler Murray now. Great. If anyone has any commercial requests, anyone want to sponsor a message, feel free to text or comment. Franks was booed, bro. Why would he be booed? Come on.
I mean, no one really liked him here, to be honest.
He had some rocky first couple seasons, but everything he did last year, and then he was carted off against Kentucky. You think about everything that went into this game. He had a bad game
against last year.
Yeah, but after that,
he had one good throw because he only played. I think he only played 3 games last season. It was
Miami, he got hurt against Kentucky, and Kyle Trask came in.
That might have been the second game. I don't even know.
Frank's at 1,428 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Kyle Trask. It's 22 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he only played 3 games. It was Miami, then UT Martin, and then Kentucky. And UT Martin was a blowout, so.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing good against Kentucky either. We were down when Trask came in.
I know. He was up to the Trask.
We were down 18 or 17 or something.
How many Baker Mayfield commercials are we going to get today? Talk normally. They teach us to really talk with our diaphragm. Instead of straight and talk. So you get maybe a little more of that. You get more of the studio. I'll tilt this back a little bit.
You can see some light.
A little bit. I can barely see this. I looked up white square on Google, and I'm using that as the light to shine over my stats right now. So when you see that, that's because there's a white screen in front of me, and then it changes, and I go back to I'm looking at me now. I'm looking at this white screen. Add some light.
Jeez. Your Henderson route was nice.
Yeah. God.
He overshot
That
it
was a
little bit.
touchdown.
Yeah, you gotta stop here.
Oh man, this game's pretty close. It kind of reminds me of how people were saying that the Heat Bucks series was going to be close, but the Heat just ended up destroying them, and Heat actually went to the finals. That happened. I don't. The Bucks didn't do that, but back to some college football. We're gonna get ready to toss back into our commercial break in probably about 20 or so seconds. Let's go 15 seconds.
Oh, that's what it was.
What, he got hit?
Face mask.
All right. You'll talk about that. I'll send this in. We'll talk about that.
Who was the one who?
Ready?
Give me a second. Let me find him. Who's number 15? Okay, there we go. Someone.
The Gators couldn't capitalize, so the Razorbacks back on offense. They get the ball on the Gators' 16-yard line with under 3 minutes left in the first. Franks hands off to Boyd, who tries to bounce around the left side, but instead gets swarmed by the orange and blue. And the first person there was number 17, Zach Carter. And kind of going back to that last, Gators drive, they thought they had a touchdown, but it couldn't happen as Franks instead fakes a handoff to Boyd. He tries to look deep, but instead gets eaten alive in the Razorbacks backfield. Oh my goodness, that was a fantastic play by number 51, Ventrell Miller.
Ventrell
Say
Miller
it with me.
Ventrell Miller, there was no offensive lineman on there, and he just had an open lane right to Felipe Franks.
And they really love what they're seeing here. And you can see him rising up on draft boards. The Draft Network's been high on him for a couple weeks now, as Miller has proven to be a real staple of this Gators defense. But either way, for the Razorbacks, it's 3rd and 16. They got a long way to go to move the chains. Franks once again in the shotgun. He's got Boyd on the left of him. Boyd kind of moseys out to his left, and that's who Franks hits underneath as he takes his time, moves upfield, and gets knocked down a couple yards short. My goodness. Dropping the shoulder was a defensive back, Sean Davis. But there's some yellow laundry on the field.
Sean Davis last week, I apologize, against Georgia, got a big pick around the end of the game to seal the deal for the Gators.
And as the refs talk this one over, you think about how the Gators got in this position in the first place. They just couldn't capitalize on the last possession, Gabe.
Yeah, so what happened was Dan Mullen comes onto the field and speaks to the referee about redshirt junior Julius Coates doing a face mask on Kyle Trask, and there was no call there.
There was no call, but there was a call here, and it's kind of unclear as we have no audio, so we're just looking at the feed of the game right now, and they're saying it was a hold. Is that what you're pointing at?
I believe so.
And it could be. Either way, not good news for the Razorbacks. That appears to be Blake Kern, and it's unclear what number the other offensive lineman is holding on to the Gators' defensive end, but if it is a hold, that'll back up the Razorbacks 5 yards.
We'll see right here. Oh, it might be.
Yeah, it's a bit unclear. So they're showing the replay right now. Boyd kind of emojis forward, and I guess there was no flag. It was a first down on the Gators, but the feed cut out. It looked like someone got hit pretty big. It was a little tough to tell. There's a lot of rewinding and winding up going on, so that kind of ruined everything we were talking about. But if this is indeed the live feed right now with no scoreboard or anything, the Razorbacks have the ball in the 31-yard line, so they did get the first down. They got the penalty called against the Gators. We are still unsure what it was. Maybe we have some stats along the side as Boyd gets the handoff along the right side and gets tackled down as, once again, the feed gets screwed up pretty big time. Gabe, any live updates?
It was a personal foul on Kaiir Elam, actually.
Interesting. Would anything else to say about the call or like subsequent plays?
Nothing that I've seen so far. I'm going to look for that right now.
Well, if this game is caught up, it appears that a player is injured along the Gator sideline, lying literally a yard out as his teammates look on. Trainers come onto the field as it cuts instead to Kaiir Elam. And someone's having a lot of fun with the rewind button here because that is all we're getting. Gabe, any word on the official stat broadcast?
All it says, page? Felipe Franks screen pass complete to Rakeem Boyd for 15 yards and a personal foul on Kaiir Elam for 15 yards and a first down for Arkansas.
So that's all we're getting right now. And when we get more, we'll be back after this commercial break. That's annoying.
Do you want me to call Bob to see if like he switched it or something? Because this isn't the ESPN broadcast, so.
You want to text him? Yeah, text him, see what happens. Great.
Is this a new play?
We can act like it is. Did it switch? When did it switch?
I don't know.
This headset is itchy. Well, we can pretend like something's happening. Why don't we send us back from this fake commercial break that isn't really real? Back from that fake commercial break that wasn't really real. I'm just makes it more official when I say it into a headset as Frank's pocket collapses. He tries to pitch forward. Instead, he drops forward, finds a hole, finds some space, and finds the ground about a yard short of the first down marker. If that play, in fact, was live, this is looking really weird right now. We got really no live updates on the game so far. So anyone tuning in trying to catch some like updates on the game, you're probably not going to get them. But all right, great. Razorbacks ball on the 49-yard line, and appears that something has happened. What's unclear because we got no graphics. It's straight up just the raw feed. Great. Yeah, it looks like Barry Odom, called the timeout. He's filling in for Sam Pittman because Sam Pittman has COVID. So it's Odom, the former Mizzou head coach, who is the interim head coach for Arkansas. Franks takes the sideline, and I feel like this is a good time to toss to a fake break now. So why don't we do that?
I don't know what the hell's going on. I texted him.
Is he typing?
Yeah, he's typing.
Ask for ESPN back. It looks like we're on the live feed right now.
He says he didn't.
Can you tell him to put it to ESPN then?
Okay, it's back on.
Perfect. We're back. Tell him thanks. Did he do that? No,
he said that he didn't change it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just not gonna respond.
Sounds good.
This is so weird. It wasn't like this last time. That didn't happen.
I'm trying to move my seat up. This looks really weird. Here we go. Okay, now I get your shoulder, which is like makes it look a little less weird, like I'm talking to a broadcast.
Yeah, let's try and talk about how like COVID has affected the SEC right now.
Yeah.
How like a lot of games have been postponed for today.
All right.
There's like 4 games that postponed.
All right. Yeah, toss it back. Whenever you're ready.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's been one weird season as the Gators and the Razorbacks are tied at 7 with just a couple minutes left in the first quarter. We've seen games canceled, games postponed, and we're seeing that all around the conference today.
So far today, there's been about 3 games that have been postponed, and also a few weeks ago, LSU was postponed against Florida, and now that will be on December 12th.
Yeah, the week before the SEC championship game, which if everything holds as it is right now, that would be the Gators and the Crimson Tide facing off in Atlanta. Of course, things can change, but the Gators' only loss came to Texas A&M, and they're in the other SEC conference. They're in the SEC West. So things looking pretty good for the Gators. Of course, if they want a shot at the college football playoff, they will have to beat Arkansas. And right now, they don't seem to have much a leg up on them at all. So what do you think the Gators could improve on from what you've seen so far?
I mean, so far, that defense in that first drive was not good. You didn't see tackling. You couldn't see anything there. And just an easy pass from Felipe Franks to Woods, past Kaiir Elam. And they just need to be better with that. The first few games, they struggled. And during Missouri, during Georgia, their defense looked a lot better, but it doesn't look like that's happening right now.
And they almost had a touchdown, too. Xavier Henderson, they had him. It would have been a 19-yard receiving touchdown. Henderson put Clark in the stop and go along the right side, and Trask just fed him a little too much air. Couldn't get in the hands of Henderson. That would have been a huge game changer because then on the subsequent play, the Gators couldn't convert on the 4th down, giving Arkansas a ball, and now they're driving down the field. And while we wait for ESPN to actually toss back to their real commercial, just a quick, we're gonna keep giving these updates because it's pretty integral to the broadcast. We are watching an ESPN feed in the studio. Normally, we are live in Ben Hill Griffin Stadium for the Gators Student Broadcast Network. I'm Zach Cohen with Gabe Sosa. We're sitting in a big, empty, kind of cold room right now, trying to call this game to the best of our abilities, as are the commentators for this game on ESPN. As the second quarter is underway, now the Razorbacks are the one in the 4th-and-1 situation. It's still tied. But there's Franks in the shotgun. Boyd standing right next to him as always. 3 receivers upright, but Franks instead passes over the middle, and it's tipped. Ventrell Miller got a hand on it as he soars with his hands down the sideline. A huge defensive play for the orange and blue.
Well, 2 back-to-back 4th-and-1s for both teams. Just great defense on both sides and being able to convert at the end of the day.
Definitely. And you're looking back at Miller, he was the only linebacker there because they had 7 defenders on the line of scrimmage and they blitzed all of them. And it was Miller who got a hand on it. And looking back at the replay, Mohamed Diabate might have been able to get a finger on that. But at the end of the day, the ball hit the turf and that's all the Gators want, as both teams, are not too successful on 4th downs. As Trask in the shotgun again, motions out wide right, and that's Naquan Wright. His first snap of the game, he gets tackled for a gain of about 2 as he motioned along to the right side.
Naquan Wright, it was a little bit of a screen pass there, and very well done. Very well done. Even it looked like he was getting tackled by 3 men, and for some reason was able to get 2 to 3 yards there.
Just another person of that 3-prong rushing attack between Wright, Pierce, and Davis. And this time Wright stays on the field. He's to the left of Trask as Trask looks to the sideline. Up top left, you've got, it looks like Keon Zipper and Kadarius Toney, all single-digit guys, with Kamari Gamble on the right side next to the right tackle. Trask hands off inside to Wright, who bounces out to the right, splits a couple defenders, gets brought down right around the 4, just 3 yards short of the first down to bring it to 3rd down.
Wright broke a few tackles there, broke some ankles as well to get that 3rd down.
Approaching the 14-minute mark, Trask leading a rushed offense back to the line, barking out orders once again in the shotgun, just 3 yards to the left of the 4th Gator tooth in the bottom row as he pushes his blocker forward to pick up the first down. And what a great way to use his lineman, Richard Gorage, to pick up an extra 4 yards.
You really don't see Kyle Trask do that often. He doesn't run the ball. He doesn't want to get that first down. He'd rather just throw in. It's good to see that he's trying to be a little bit more of a dual threat quarterback.
Well, now he has 83 rushing yards on the season. He's a guy who can move, but instead he could hand it off to a guy like Naquan Wright, he just motioned along to the left side of him, and that's who he hands it off to underneath. Another RPO-style play as Wright bounces out to the right side and picks up an extra 3 yards. Not enough for the first down, of course, as we approach 13 minutes.
Nothing much there coming out of Naquan Wright. It's still a solid 3 yards for the first down, but I see a lot more coming.
Yeah, and the freshman of Miami Gardens has gotten a lot of playing time, even more so than Lorenzo Lingard, the transfer from So Wright immediately coming into Gainesville and making an impact. He's still on the field. He's to the right of Trask, as Jacob Copeland is the receiver on the near sideline. Trask hands inside to Wright. Doesn't get much of anything as he trips over his own lineman. It was Stuart Reese who was on the ground as Wright trampled over him for a gain of about 3.
Arkansas, they're just keeping this very compact defensive line just to give no space for this running back.
And that brings up to a 3rd down. And looking back on Wright, he's only 10 yards away from reaching 100 on the season for 26 rushing yards, as it appears that he stays on the field for the Florida Gators. As Coach Mullen looks on, there's Wright to the right of Trask, 3 receivers to the right. It's shorter. It's Gamble and it's Toney, but Trask doesn't look either way. Instead, he hands it off to Wright, who goes to the left. He cuts across the SEC logo and brought down around the 20 on the field on the near sideline.
There goes the Naquan Wright, just a little bit outside of the red zone to get this Florida Gator offense going.
And this isn't uncharacteristic of the Gators. They're averaging 495 yards per game. And just like that, they already have over 100, and they're pushing 150. 11:40 and counting, first down. Trask under centers. He motions Toney in, and he also brings in Keon Zipper. As that's Naquan Wright again behind Trask, about 5 yards deep. Trask hands it off to Wright, who bounces to the left, but gets brought down after making one defender miss he still remains a contact balance, and there he goes. He finally gets tackled by a swarm of Arkansas defenders to bring up second down.
It looked like Naquan Wright got brought down for a second, and then you just see him
Mhm.
scoop through both defenders and got an extra 3 to 4 yards.
Well, it's one of those things that really go to his balance and something that he works on all week long in practice as Kyle Trask jogs off the field. As Emory Jones gets brought into the game, the backup quarterback. He's a redshirt sophomore. You see him in a lot of run RPO packages. He's in shotgun with Wright to his right. Instead, Jones dumps it off to Tony to the left and gets brought down. A fantastic effort play by number 21, Monteric Brown.
Jacob Copeland, he couldn't get a block there for Kadarius Toney, and here comes Kyle Trask right back into the field.
It appears that Brown tackled Copeland and Toney at the same time. We rarely see such feats of strength. As Trask does come on for the 3rd and 11 attempt, the Gators pushing deeper into Arkansas territory, but they lost about 2 yards on that play. Ball at the 23-yard line. Trask with Wright in the shotgun. Toney in that slot side on the right. Trask backs up deep in the shotgun. Slings it over the middle. He's got a wide open Trayvon Grimes for his second touchdown of the game and second touchdown of the season.
I did not see Trayvon Grimes anywhere around the defender. I had no idea where anyone was there.
Yeah, it seems like they were really practicing social distancing over the sideline as Grimes had so much space around him. And he was all the way on the near sideline, guarded by Monteric Brown, who just made that huge play. And it could have been just a miscommunication because Arkansas's safety, Hudson Clark, split all the way to the far side, leaving the middle of the field open, which brings on Evan McPherson for his 23rd extra point attempt of the season to give the Gators a 14-7 lead, and that's exactly what he does. With 10 minutes left until halftime, the Gators double their points to take a 7-minute lead into the break. Nice.
Oh, he left. I thought he was here.
Oh, really? So people were like watching, anyone watching, I was like, oh, there's a guy standing behind you. We knew.
That was our technical assistant.
Technical assistant, director, something like that.
The director. I guess he didn't think. Was that his second touchdown of the season? No way, right?
It was his 5th. I screwed that up.
Yeah,
It was the second rushing touchdown of the game.
Yeah, I was like, is this like,
we're going to pretend like I didn't. Well,
yeah, I just want to make
oops.
You good. I'll definitely be making a lot of mistakes in the second half. So
yeah, so with sometimes on radio, it's tough because a lot of the people don't actually see what's going on.
Mhm.
So if you make a little slip up, like you go in left, or like what you said right, or like he gets brought down by the wrong tackler, sometimes you can just play it off. But in things like that, like with that, I should have gotten that right. It could have been my handwriting, honestly, looking down at that.
You're good.
But he did score against Georgia last week. So
Yeah.
that's nice. Shout out to the one person watching me, probably my mother. 2 people now. That's great. For anyone who is just joining us again, this isn't supposed to be like this. Normally we're live. We have a radio link. This is the next best thing I could think of. We're going to end the stream at halftime and bring back on for the second half because we don't need a stream of us going to the bathroom, I'd assume. So yeah, just enjoy watching me and then getting a little Gabe in the broadcast. Yep, the OGs. We've been in this class for.
Semester.
Is this our 3rd semester already?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
We started
insane.
fall 2019.
Wow. So yeah, it is 14-7. 10 minutes left until halftime. And we're trying to do a little ESPN simulcast here, I guess. It's for the Gators Student Broadcast Network. As you can see, we are not in Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. I miss going to those games.
Yeah,
I miss
it's
stadiums.
been a while. It's been a long time since I've been in there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
During a game, at least.
So for now, you can just watch us during the commercial break. If you're watching, feel free to comment what you think a fake commercial should be sponsored by. There's only 3 of you watching, so just get creative, have some fun with it. We just like to be on air. That is all.
I'm just so confused. It seemed like Kadarius Toney was getting double covered there. Because right when you see
We can talk about
Grimes.
that if they give us time when we come back.
Yeah. Oh, probably won't, but
Probably won't.
it's not a really important thing to say. So are you doing Kentucky here?
I don't think I signed up for that.
Who was the one who signed up for it?
Probably Nevada. All right, let's bounce back.
3, 2, 1.
14-7 Gators at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium here in Gainesville, following a wide open Trayvon Grimes. And the CDC love to see him with that much space around him, as McPherson sends the opening kickoff, and it will be fielded as the return man De'Veon Moore bounces out to the right side, tiptoes along the sideline. He's got some room as he runs by Evan McPherson, but the refs blow the whistle saying he stepped out, which is good for the Gators because that man would have been gone.
It would have been gone, but I think they saw one man right at the end just get a tackle in.
And we take one more look. Yeah, that right there, he got his right foot out at about
the 35.
Was it the 35? It could have been like the 44. Not sure. Again, that number was cut off on the ESPN feed that we're watching from. But either way, it gives Felipe Franks somewhat good field position to start. The former Gator quarterback is 5 for 6 with 77 yards and a touchdown. This time they got two men in the backfield. That's Kern, and a new running back enters the game, Treyon Smith, who's to the left of Franks. Franks claps, hands off to Smith underneath, finds some space and gets brought down, but enough for the first down. As he crosses the yellow line, the yellow flag gets thrown out.
Smith gets about 7 yards in, gets the tackle, breaks it, but then gets an extra 4 to 5 yards there for the first down.
As the umpire comes on to take it, I would be shocked if this goes against the Gators. It appeared to be, as it was a false start. It's a little tough to hear what exactly it was. Luckily, we got these formations down, rotating those hands. I'll back him up 5 yards. The culprit was Treyon Burks. And this is a guy we haven't heard from a lot today, but he is the Razorbacks' leading receiver. This team only has 2 rushing touchdowns on the season, so obviously they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. And Burks is normally the recipient. He leads the team in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Today in Gainesville, we'll be looking for his 6th receiving touchdown as he motions next to Franks, who sends out Smith. Instead, Franks tries to hand it off to him, but he gets brought down around the right sideline and forced out of bounds.
Like you said earlier, they've been struggling a lot on rushing. They've been doing very well offensively in the air. Felipe Franks with 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and they're going to keep on wanting to do that throughout the rest of this game.
Franks barking out orders to the right side as he's got Smith along his left side. This time, he motions Trey, knocks around, and Franks' pocket collapses. The man can't get there. Kyrie Campbell gets his hands his face to Franks, but instead he launches it downfield and way over the head of Kaiir Elam.
Kaiir Elam, he just kept that coverage very close and just made it very tough for the wide receiver to get that catch.
9:22 left, and it's the 3rd and 9 for the Gators. As already you're seeing lots of pressure being put on this Arkansas offensive line, an offensive line that has allowed Franks to be sacked a whopping 18 times this year. Maybe he'll get some extra help with Smith in the backfield on the right side of him. As the Gators saying that one of the Razorback offensive linemen jumped at Tadaro Slayton, nodding his head in the Arkansas backfield. We send it down for the official call, and it is a false start, backing up the Razorbacks 5.
Just very, I apologize. Just not great communication, not mature enough. He just needs to be a little bit more careful there to get that. Just to not lose yards there.
And the flag on Ricky Stromberg backs Kendall Briles' offense up 5 to make it a 3rd and 14 now. 3 receivers, jersey numbers, can't really tell on the right side, but instead Franks will send Treyon Smith out to make it 4 receivers on his right. Franks drops back in the pocket, tries to escape, and he does. He escapes along the left side. He was looking downfield, keeping his eyes downfield, instead falls forward as Ventrell Miller falls on his former teammate, but it's not enough for the 4th down.
And you see there Sean Davis going at Felipe Franks, nodding his head, talking a little bit of trash to his old teammate.
And that's something you have to expect. Trayvon Grimes said that earlier this week on the Florida Gators official podcast that he is not afraid to talk some smack to his former roommate. They were very close in Franks' time at Gainesville. It's unfortunate how it ended, but both schools kind of going off in better directions here, being led by Kyle Trask and Felipe Franks, helping the Razorbacks overachieve on offense. As Reed Bauer, the junior punter, sends one deep, and that's going out of bounds at that 25-yard line. Takes a nice bounce inside before it is officially downed by Jordan Silver.
And here comes Kyle Trask looking to get that extra 2 possessions of a lead there for the Gators.
And as Trask looks to build on that scoring drive for the last game, the one that seemingly left me speechless, we will go to some silence here on this unofficial commercial break.
Jesus, I can't speak today.
Same. Just
Is this our first broadcast together? Which one have we done?
We've done games before. Yeah, we've done basketball before, sure.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Shout out to all 2 people. I'm running back up to the commercial break. Really got to use the restroom.
Halftime's almost here, so
yeah. Look it up. It's only been an hour.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's almost halftime.
It's gone by quick.
Yeah, this game's pretty short so far.
Really fast.
No one's called the timeout or anything, so I have no water.
Yeah, at halftime, we'll end the stream, and then we'll probably start a new one. We'll have to send out some links. Well, no, you're doing play-by-play for the first half or second half, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's really no need for me to stream that. I'll just keep the first half stream going. Not even
I don't know if you're going to
on
want the stat broadcast or not.
I'll pull it up on here. I won't be broadcasting the second half.
Yeah.
If you want to do it from your YouTube channel, go for it. But
I don't. I have 1 subscriber.
You won't be seeing this face in the second half. You can hear it.
So.
Huh?
I have 1 subscriber on
I only have 33 because I post my old videos on here sometime. I should use it more though.
Yeah, I started getting some equipment. I have a microphone. I have lights now. I just need a better webcam and stuff like that.
Right. Trask has 2 touchdowns, doesn't he?
Yep.
That's 50 career touchdowns. When it comes back, I'll talk about that real quick.
It's 50 career touchdowns?
Yeah. I have 48 coming into the game.
He has 50 touchdowns in
22 games. Yeah, he's got 22 this season.
Yeah. How many did you get last season though?
15 minus 22, I guess. All right, we'll toss it back in. Kyle Trask and the Gators offense taking the field one more time to answer for the Razorbacks touchdown earlier in the game. It's still 14-7, which is really nice, but Trask throwing for 2 touchdowns already to start this game, marking his 50th at career touchdowns in the Gator uniform. And this is a Gators team that really likes to capitalize on Trask's skill set. And when you look at him compared to past Heisman quarterbacks, he has thrown the 3rd most yards across a player's first 5 games just this season, behind only Ty Detmer and Joe Burrow. So some nice company to be in as Trask is alone in the backfield, takes a snap, pocket collapses, tries to scramble back right. Instead, forces the ball out of bounds as a little panic looked to set into the quarterback.
Yeah, a little bit of panic there. There were 2 men on him, just pressuring him a lot. And it's better for him to just throw one out of bounds instead of just trying to throw it out and cause an interception.
Now, Aflac trivia question of the game: when is the last time an AP top 10 Florida team lost at home to an unranked team? The answer, of course, if you are not watching, haven't been able to guess, was Ole Miss. I remember that game very vividly. The blocked field goal, the famous speech as Kyle Trask, nearly 12 years later, passes to the left side. He's got a man, that's Xavier Henderson. He only had 3 catches this season, but now there he is. He's got 2 so far this game.
Well, it's just great to see Xavier Henderson, a younger guy, get those minutes in, get those drives in, and it's just going to help him a lot later on in his career at Florida.
Definitely, and already today he's over 100 yards, and this guy has really been balling. Last week against Georgia, by the end of the first half, he had already had his 5th consecutive game with at least 4 touchdown passes. There's just under 8 minutes left in this first half, as he's once again in the backfield, fakes the handoff to Pierce, who tosses it back to Trask. It was a flea flicker indeed, and there it is with the snag down the sideline. It's C.J. Henderson's brother making an name for himself. That's Xavier Henderson for the deep ball.
That was a very odd play right there. Damian Pierce gets it, and not a great lateral back to Kyle Trask, but Kyle Trask was able to pick it up off the ground and give about a 40-yard pass there to Xavier Henderson. Very well done.
Trask is barking on the door of 200 yards passing yet again. He's only had 3 incompletions this game. As Trask once again with Pierce alongside him on the right. One of the receivers to the right of him is Kadarius Toney, who Trask pump fakes to. Instead, he throws deep down in a beautiful snag by Justin Shorter for the touchdown. Oh my goodness, someone get that to Sports Center.
Justin Shorter, very well done from the transfer out of Penn State. Just is continuously getting more muscle, such an athletic player, and able to get a beautiful touchdown for this Florida Gators offense in his first season here.
And that was his 3rd touchdown of the season. Oh my goodness. For a name like Shorter, he's 6'5", and he used all of those inches to get over Jalen Catalon, the defensive back for Arkansas. There is a flag on the field, and as we await the official call, my goodness, going back to that, you've got receivers like Trayvon Grimes and Justin Shorter who can make those type of plays in the corner of the end zone. As the call stands unsportsmanlike conduct on the Gators instead, but it won't matter because the Gators are now up 20-7 pending Evan McPherson's extra point, and Kyle Trask, it could be the 6th consecutive week where he has 4 touchdowns in the first half.
Justin Shorter just completely bodying the defender right there, and not only was it a beautiful catch, it was an NFL catch, putting both feet in the end zone and getting that touchdown.
Like I said, he got his 5th game last week with 4 touchdowns at least. And this week, he's just 1 more touchdown away from reaching that beautiful number 4 mark as McPherson splits it down the middle to give the Gators a 14-point lead. A beautiful series of plays here in Gainesville, capitalized by that amazing catch by Shorter in the end zone to send us into break. And the Gators with a 14-point lead. Well, that was fun.
That was a beauty.
Jacob Ruby, my guy. What's up, buddy? Hey, your Bearcats looking pretty good this year, too. Who knows? Maybe we'll meet in the playoff.
Wow.
Cincy?
No.
Yeah. Bearcats, Cincy.
They've been doing well.
Luke Fickle's squad. My goodness. I want to use that call. I think that was I don't know. I'm gonna
review it when you're.
I'm gonna what's the word? Pick. I'm going to pick that. I don't know. I'm going to be very strict with how I look at that call.
Hopefully our recording is doing well, because if not, that'd be pretty frustrating.
If not, I'm going to have to use this YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Which has already been live for
an hour and
11 minutes. What's up, Jacob? Hopefully you can hear me, buddy. I hope you're good. Yeah.
I wonder what.
Woo! Hey, all 3 people watching, if you're watching it, feel free to shoot me a text, comment. If you know Gabe, contact him as well. Anything you'd like to hear. Yeah, commercial break, sponsor. Yeah, got a lot of options. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. We only got 6.5 minutes left. Oof,
we've gotten a lot of good transfers this season.
Yeah, transfers playing really well, and then we still got Lorenzo Wingard on the bench. He's only got a couple carries this season.
We're missing another wide receiver, right? Played for Texas.
Did he? Not sure. Oh my gosh! Inception.
It doesn't sound like you.
Inception. All right, I'm gonna stop watching it on here because that's really that's a lot of people. Ooh, 5 people in the live feed. That's great. For everyone watching, hello. Normally, me and Gabe, for the Gators Student Broadcast Network, we like to broadcast this live through the radio channel, but we don't have access to that today, unfortunately. So instead, you're looking at a simulcast, at least for the first half. Then I'll give play-by-play duties over to Gabe for the second half. Won't have a feed for that. I mostly will just be doing color, throwing in some stats, some info, but we still got a good chunk of the game left in the first half, so you could get some exciting action if you feel like watching me do this broadcast. I have a feeling we're going to get back soon. Anything you...
Jordan Pouncey. That's who I was talking about. Transferred out of Texas this year.
Nice.
He hasn't played, though.
When I come back, do you have any stats you want to throw in?
Not that I know of so far.
Look at that. ESPN's stealing my stats. I said that first. All right, let's go back in like 5. And just like that, the Gators up 14 on the Razorbacks with 7:17 left in the first half as Evan McPherson sends the kickoff away, and that's going to be returned, and it is by Devion Moore going around the right hash, and he tries to find some room, but instead he finds a swarm of Gators as the flag gets tossed before he is brought down at around the 42-yard line.
Let's see what the referees have to say here, if it's going back or forward for the Razorbacks.
Already we've seen a few flags being thrown, and these two teams are both middle of the road when it comes to penalties. But under Dan Mullen and the Gators really haven't had to deal with too many penalties. They finished with fewer than 10 penalties in 25 consecutive games. Dating back to the start of last season, the Gators have been charged with 5 or fewer penalties in 12 of their 18 games. That's a pretty good stat, and that includes 6 of the last 7 games, as that penalty is on Arkansas, which will push them back 5 yards from the point of the flag. So in other words, Gabe, this is a disciplined team, which is much different than the Gator squads of the 2010s, when they finished with the most penalties in the SEC 4 times that decade. And of course, Felipe Franks was a part of those teams. There he is on the opposing sideline tonight. This time, though, he's in the backfield alongside Trayon Smith, and that's who Frank sends it off to. Smith makes one man miss, and he's got some space to run. He's pushing upfield. He's got nothing but green grass ahead of him. And just like that, barring a Deshaun Jackson-esque mistake, Trayon Smith crosses the goal line to cut the Gator lead down to 7. A huge run by Trayon Smith, 83 yards to the house.
Trayon Smith, just beautiful all around from the Arkansas. Just great defending, great blocking out of number 87 right there. Just giving open space to Trayon Smith and an easy touchdown for the running back.
And it is actually Traylon Smith. I'm not happy about that. On my notes it says, Traylon Smith, but the L looks like an I, because I guess I ran out of ink. So I will never be able to use that call on a reel, and I'm sorry to how many people watching, all 3 of you watching. Thanks for the like, Jacob Ruby. There goes the kick down through the middle. That's A.J. Reed. He's perfect on extra points this season. So there's a 17th one right down the middle as Arkansas slowly but surely clawing back, as we will be back after this commercial break. Dang it.
Yeah,
because whatever. It's all about ink. I'm blaming that on my ink.
That was a good call, though.
Yeah, it sounded good. I wasn't too excited about it. Yeah. Geez, thanks, Jacob. Appreciate it. He's one of my former camp. He says, "Yeah, Zach, don't make that mistake again." Thanks, buddy. Glad I know I can count on you. Boy. This will be on my YouTube page for forever. I doubt anyone will ever take the time to look at this exact moment in the broadcast. So that's nice, I guess. It's 8:10 on a Saturday. This game started at 7. It's a beautiful day to be here in Gainesville. It's about like it's gonna be this week it's gonna be a low 48.
Really?
Yeah, 68-48 on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, man, it's been hot like all year so far.
We had a couple days that were pretty nice.
Usually, around this time, it's already cold every day.
Mm-hmm.
I've really seen that. Wisconsin up 14-0 on Michigan.
Jim Harbaugh is gone. He's going to be a great hire for some second-tier school. Maybe on the West Coast, like San Jose State, something like that. Miami.
It's so frustrating, man. How do they?
Jacob, you're still listening. How are we feeling about Miami this year? How are we feeling about the Hurricanes? They overrated? I think Cincinnati would beat them up pretty good. 4 people watching. Wow, just look at that. We're almost one away from a record. Anyone tuning in, like what I've said in my brief message, Normally we do a live broadcast on our radio channel, but we don't have that type of equipment or the means due to COVID-19. I think we'll blame it on COVID-19. So we're in this empty studio, this cold studio, just trying to have some fun, like why not do a simulcast of this? Everyone does simulcasts now, so it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, I should probably try that out sometime. Even though
Ooh, the holidays are looming too. Anything you got your eye on this holiday season besides the PS5?
I actually want to buy a PC because I want to learn how to start editing pictures and videos and stuff like that.
Oh, that's nice.
I want to do that, and I was working throughout the summer, so
Milton's 0 for 2 with 2 interceptions.
Yeah. So
oh my God.
I've been I worked during the summer, so I'm trying to maybe I'll split. I'll go half and half on a PC with my family.
Nice.
Be like, hey, I'll pay this half, and then for Christmas you pay the other half.
It's pretty good. A second like. Oh, thank you to anyone who's liking. Let's go back in 9 seconds.
Yeah. Cool.
It's no surprise that there's already 35 combined points with this team as Arkansas's Reed Bauer gets ready to send the kickoff after that 83-yard touchdown run by Traylon Smith. Both these teams, pretty high scoring. The Gators, they're second in the SEC with 42 points per game. Arkansas only 24.5 points per game offensively, but they do allow 29 points per game on the defensive side. Whereas the Gators, their defense hasn't looked too hot at many times this season. They're normally the staple of the team, but they've allowed 29 points per game, including 33 points per game across the first 3 games. But surprisingly, that's only the 7th highest total in the SEC. And they did fall into a 14-0 hole last week against Georgia, and they gave up 136 yards on Georgia's first 2 possessions. But the Gators' defense responded and allowed just 141 yards. As the Gators' offense, once again on the field, 6:55, Trask hands inside to Pierce. Pierce makes one move to the inside, gets brought down for a gain of about 2. There's a quick scrum for the ball. As Arkansas's defense making some key plays. Obviously, it's not what you want to see. They've given up 3 touchdowns. But right away, as Isaiah Nichols makes a stop to make the Gators go to the 2nd down and 8. Trask in the I formation got Malik Davis behind him. Trask hands inside. Nope. Malik Davis transformed into Damian Pierce mid-snap. Couldn't even see those 27 or 20 from this screen. Again, they're both 5'10", but either way, that was Pierce with a 5-yard run. Bring it to a 3rd down, and you're seeing a little bit of balance so far with the play calling.
Yeah, you've been seeing a good balance, with Pierce and Malik Davis. You see some wide receivers switching it around and doing very well there.
Gators have run 2 more plays than they have passed. As 3rd and 3, Trask motioning to the sideline, bringing in an extra offensive lineman, as both teams are waiting for something to happen. As Mullen calls a timeout, the Gators' first timeout of the game, the first timeout called by either team of the game, with 5:50 remaining until the halftime. It's still 3rd and 3, and
doesn't seem like Dan Mullen is happy right there.
Yeah, something going on. This is a team that's normally pretty coordinated, but as we've seen through the first half of the season, at least, it's a team that normally gets their things together a little more in the second half, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. They've usually struggled in the first half, as they did last week against Georgia. Struggled, especially in the first quarter. It was down 14-0 in the first 2 drives. And from then on out, it was a lot more positive, and the Gators were able to get that win. But in general, there's usually, how we said earlier, the Gators, they're a very mature team. They haven't gotten a lot of penalties. And it's due to Dan Mullen. He shows when he sees one thing wrong, he'll call that timeout, he'll yell at his players, and show how much he really wants to win.
Definitely, and this is Mullen's first game in the blue and orange, at least as he was a head coach, while facing Arkansas. Arkansas coming into this game an even 3-3 as Trask is back on the field for 3rd and 3 with the Gators offense. He hands it to Pierce, who moves his head, and it looks like he got the first down. That's where the refs mark him. They actually give him an extra yard with that, even though he got pushed back to the line of scrimmage. Forward progress reigns supreme for running backs.
And Damian Pierce, he's just that strong guy that's able to break tackles and just keep on going, keeping his balance and getting those extra yards.
And the Gators have really owned this game so far. They've run 37 plays to Arkansas's 16, nearly had 13 more minutes of time of possession, nearly 9 more first downs. It's been the Gators' game to control despite Arkansas's 2 big plays to put them on the board with 14. Trask once again in the backfield with Pierce on the right. He fakes a handoff underneath. Trask looks down the left side, and he's got loads of time, and he finds a man. That's Trayvon Grimes. He gets decked hard by Hudson Clark, but still snags the ball. That's what's going to happen. You got mitts like those for Grimes.
Yeah, it was a lot of time for Kyle Trask to find the man, and beautiful play right to Grimes, and got tackled right when he touches that ball.
It's a couple yards ahead of the Arkansas Razorbacks' 30-yard line. Either way, another huge play for Grimes, who's really been showing out this game. He already has 2 touchdowns on 4 targets for 67 yards. And, of course, he's caught all those targets. As Grimes is in once again with Trask, fakes a handoff to Pierce. He points down the left sideline. He's got a lot of air, and he also has a wide-open receiver. That's Jacob Copeland for the touchdown. A fantastic play along the left sideline for 33 yards as Felipe Franks can just stare in the distance as his former teammates go up 14 pending the point after.
Yeah, and this Arkansas defense has really struggled against Kyle Trask and these wide receivers. They're just getting so much space and unable to make a difference in this game.
And that is now Trask's 6th consecutive game with at least 4 passing touchdowns. Already an SEC record when it happened last week against Georgia. And now this is the longest streak in FBS since 2016 when Toledo's Logan Woodside did that. So he's still climbing. A lot of people are saying he's in the Heisman conversation. And with throws like that, it's not hard to see why. As McPherson converts on the point after to give the Gators a 14-point lead with 4:30 left until halftime here on the Gators Student Broadcast Network. Boom. Harmony. I love that. I probably won't be Jacob, unfortunately. I wish I could. I gotta rest my voice after that.
There was a time that I think you wanted to go at me, but I think they were already in the I formation, so I thought you were just gonna keep on going. That's why I stayed silent there.
Oh yeah, no worries.
I think it was for that Grimes pass.
You had Tony sitting there too, but he really
Hey man, Colt.
Breakdown.
I still can't believe when Jacob Copeland committed and his mom walked out.
I remember that.
I was driving back up here after spring break. I remember that.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I'm glad. Yeah, maybe I'll do this more often.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, you can do the same thing just for a Dolphins game.
Not a Dolphins game, but maybe like a Thursday night football game.
Maybe. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Oh, I don't like that.
Most bad seed.
I really hope they don't. They didn't just switch us back to the feed. Because right now they were about to kick it off, and now they cut back to a feed or a graphic.
Give it 15, 20 seconds left.
You got the stats pulled up, right? So you're good.
Yeah. But there's usually a delay, so.
Okay. Hi, Mom. You watching? It says 2 people are watching. I don't know who I see Ruby. You're the other one. I don't know who the other person would be. Whoa, look at this. So I'm using this for my this white square here that I Googled screen. And then you've got all my sheets, which honestly I'm not that proud of. So normally I am on another net. We are on another network. There's a link, but because we don't have the equipment due to COVID-19, so we figured we would still go live anyway, which is what we're doing right now. You want to toss this back? Dude, I was going to ask you this. I was going to ask you who if you could name the other quarterbacks.
No, I wouldn't be able to.
That's not a good company. And there you have it. Kyle Trask going for 4 passing touchdowns in his 6th consecutive game, tied for the most in the last 15 seasons with Graham Harrell and Logan Woodside, although Colt Brennan did have 9 consecutive games of 4 passing touchdowns. So Trask only the 2nd most. Of course, got behind him Davis Webb and some guy named Patrick Mahomes. An interesting company to be up. Most of those quarterbacks haven't had much success in the NFL. Sans Mahomes, who's just coming off MVP Super Bowl win. He's got all that, and he just turned 25. So if anything, Trask is going to hope to fill those shoes instead as we await for the live game feed to populate. Gabe, any update?
There have been 2 updates. Traylon Smith rushing up the middle for 5 and then 2 yards next time. So 7 yards.
Well, why don't you send me that so I can at least provide some updates and make it sound like I'm doing my job while we wait for the actual game to get back on here. All right, for those of you watching, this is what we're looking. Ready? This is what we're watching. That is normally the game is up there, but right now that's not the case. This is the Studio 2, by the way. It's nice. Yeah, pretty empty, pretty cold. You can see I'm wearing my jacket right now, top of my polo. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium is right across from the journalism school.
I'm looking for everything right now.
He's texting Bob. Bob, I think was his name. So we wait for a live feed. Here you are just watching. You're just watching me waiting. And yeah, let's why don't we do that? We're gonna go to a fake break. So yeah, send it. Nothing to call really.
I don't know what's going on.
Did he respond?
No, I'm texting him now.
Well, that stinks. Who else is on here? I'm curious. Is this my mom, my grandparents? Someone text me, maybe? Anyone? It's glad to see you on here, Jacob. I hope you're well. Hope your mother's well too. I remember meeting her.
There you go.
Nope. Just another graphic for us.
I sent you the stat broadcast feed.
If I have to call a broadcast off of a moving text.
We punted, so.
The Gators punted.
No,
How
they
about?
punted.
They
We got the
punted.
ball back. Trask completed a pass to Malik Davis for 12 yards.
Great. Yeah, so normally we are in the stadium. We would be in the stadium, shoved all the way to the end of the press boxes. We'd have our own press box, food, drinks. We get access to everything like the main broadcasters would get. And instead we're stuck in a big cold room. It's pretty disappointing. Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
Well, I can read off the stat broadcast as I losing valuable play-by-play time. 2nd and 10 on Arkansas's 41 with 2:57 left until the half. The Gators have had 2 plays in 12. Oh, why don't we toss back to a fake break? So we're gonna do that. Back live in the Gators Student Broadcast Network. Sort of. We currently have no feed for the game. We are literally staring at a graphic as we hope to get these technical issues resolved ASAP. That would be pretty helpful. As one graphic fades, now we just get a black screen. Instead, the Florida Gators game moves on to 3rd and 9 on Arkansas's 40. Kyle Trask rushed up the middle for 1 yard, and he was tackled by Eric Gregory. To start the game, Trask had a middle pass completed over the middle to Malik Davis for 12 yards, which was the first down, tackled by Grant Morgan. And then next play, Jacob Copeland was the intended receiver, but his slant route could not be completed. At least Trask's pass couldn't be completed. I'm literally reading off a screen right now. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Nothing so far as of now. Actually,
oh, wow. Huge. Kyle Trask passed down the sideline to Kadarius Toney for 21 yards, the Arkansas 19. I have an idea. This is how we're going to broadcast a football game, and this is how we're going to broadcast a football game. You ready for this? I'm just watching the game on the phone. If you want to add stats and like the names and stuff behind you, yeah,
I
go
also
for it.
have my stream as well.
So this is how we're doing it. This is how we're doing it. And we got it. All right. Kyle Trask, he passed over to Kadarius Toney to make one defender miss. I'm literally calling a game on my cell phone. As Trask on the 24-yard line hands inside to Pierce. Pierce shakes one defender. That's Malik Davis. Unfortunately, it's hard to really see on this phone screen, but he gets brought down to the 19-yard line. And, keep in mind that Tim Tebow, why am I talking about Tim Tebow? Oh, we got the game feed sort of on. We don't have the real game footage back. I'm going to stick on. Honestly, I'm just going to sign on to my phone on here somewhere. I'm going to watch it straight from my computer. Maybe if you want to do the same as well. As Trask once again in the shotgun. He's got Davis along his right side. Justin Shorter standing on the 20 hash mark. There's Trask in the pocket. He looks over the middle, and it goes over the head of Justin Shorter, but also going to Justin Shorter is the yellow flag. It looks like defensive pass interference. Well, this works. Hopefully, it still says I'm recording. Hey, Jacob, why don't you tell me if it records? So I'm going to make this video full screen. So just let me know if it's recording, as Joe Faucio was in coverage, as we get some sort of stupid rewind things. We're not going to catch any of the plays live. I'm going to have to look off of my computer screen. It's pass interference, which is not ideal. Back live to the Real Gators Student Broadcast Network after some technical difficulties. I'm Zach Cohen alongside Gabe Sosa. I'm literally watching the feed off of my laptop while trying to broadcast this game. It's not ideal, but nothing's ideal in the COVID-19 world, as the Gators are up 14, pushing on 35. If they could score another touchdown here, it would be Trask's 5th of the game. It's a 6th straight game with 4 more touchdowns, second most in the last 15 seasons, as he motions to the left side. He's got Davis standing right next to him. And instead, Trask will take it himself. Who needs Malik Davis when you got the 6'5" Kyle Trask, as he picks up 5 yards. And it will be 2nd and goal, but the clock slowly ticking away to halftime. 35 seconds and counting. The Gators taking their time, as it appears they could just wait for Evan McPherson to come on.
They might do that, but also, they can get an extra 7 points right here, possibly with those 24 seconds left on the clock.
Instead, Trask, he faces some pressure, chucks it up to the back right, and there he finds a man, and it's inside for the touchdown. Number 9, Keon Zipperer for the score to give the Gators that 34-14 lead, pending McPherson's point after. Zip's 5-yard touchdown coming at a huge time before half.
Yeah, just 20 seconds left on the clock. Like I said, they're trying to slow down the clock a little bit just to get that extra 7 points and lead a little bit more at the end of the half.
And that was his first touchdown of the season, too. I ran into Zip's cousin a lot, and they call him Zip, by the way. I ran into his cousin the last week prior to the Florida-Georgia game. He had high hopes for Zipper. Unfortunately, with Kyle Pitts there, he doesn't get much action. But now that Kyle Pitts is out this game and likely next week's game, guys like Keon Zipper and Kamori Gamble will get more playing time, and that's exactly what we saw there with Zip, the 5-yard touchdown in the back of the end zone to give the Gators a 21-point lead with just 22 seconds left in the half. And with that, we will send it to a quick break. Jeez.
This is a pain in the butt. I apologize.
Toss it back because it looks like we're about to get some
backup QB to De'Aaron King.
My phone's ahead too, which is kind of nice. I like it.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page. Actually, no, I'm a bit ahead, maybe.
All right, let's send it back then.
Yep. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Kyle Trask to Keon Zipper to extend the Gator lead to 21 here on an abbreviated version of the Gators Student Broadcast Network, calling a game off a screen on my laptop. As we get the live feed back up on the big TV, thank you very much, as that's Rakeem Boyd, who muscles forward to the first down along the left hashes with 10 seconds left until halftime. The Razorbacks looking to get a score.
They're trying to get a score, but they don't have a lot of time left. Here goes a deep ball for Felipe Franks.
Franks, he's in the pocket, slings it over the middle, and he's got a man. That's Devion Moore, who crashes across the big Gatorhead logo for the first down and then some, but it's to no avail. At least the Razorbacks get the ball at halftime, because that's exactly what's happening right now. Razorbacks will get the ball to start the second half, and when we come back, which will not be for at least another 15 or so minutes, guess what? Gabe Sosa on play-by-play. I'll transition to color commentary. That concludes this first half broadcast, at least if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening and recording or anything else like that, which you can't right now, that'll end it. So let's send it to the break. And with that, Gators 35, Razorbacks 14. Thank you to the 3 people watching. Something new we wanted to try. We will not be streaming for the second half, just because we won't be, and so many technical difficulties. Normal year, I could be at a game. We could be at a game commentating it. Kind of sucks. That's got to be like this. but you take what you can get and you make the best out of it. So that'll do it for me and Gabe from Studio 2. Thank you to everyone tuning in. And as always, go Gators. Peace. Happy birthday, Bailey.